as I said, he was trying to slow his momentum as he caught Emre Can in the back. As they'll play this out short from the goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. It's given to Alvaro Morata to return it to Anthony Taylor, where Spain will take the free kick. It was given their way on the halfway line with Aymeric Laporte, who just take a little bit of time and slide it left to Marc Cucurella. Forward to Laporte and then out towards the left from Fabian Ruiz. He was looking for Marc Cucurella, but it's an awkward pass, and the German supporters inside the stadium enjoyed that. They're back in possession. Kimmich will take his time, as you imagine many of these German players will today, in a considered approach. It's their biggest test of the tournament so far, and that's a test from Robin Lenormand that he's answered with flying colours. Out of play for a throw into Germany, edge of the Spanish penalty area, right-hand side. Here's Bayern Munich's Joshua Kimmich. He's had a slightly difficult season, moving from defensive midfield to this right-back position, but still really important for Germany as he found Leroy Sané, but that's a loose pass to try and steer it back to Emre Can, and Toni Kroos came flying in. He says he's got a touch of the ball. Anthony Taylor is waving away the German protests with Pedri in a heap, writhing in agony on the ground. It was a late challenge from the German veteran on the young Barcelona attacking midfielder, but they're not particularly happy with the challenge from Toni Kroos, the Spanish, as Alvaro Morata, in his capacity as Spain's captain today, is just talking to Anthony Taylor, asking why that hasn't been a booking for Toni Kroos. It looked a clear one, I've got to say. And just a moment for the officials to just try and settle some frayed nerves here. Toni Kroos was convinced he got a touch to the ball. We'll have a little look at it. There is potentially just the feather on the outside of the ball from the toe, the stud potentially of Toni Kroos, which is why he was so frustrated with Anthony Taylor's decision to give the free kick to Spain, but potentially why he hasn't been given the yellow card as well. Very late in the challenge, Toni Kroos gets away with it this time. Spain with the free kick, laid off by Aymeric Laporte. Laporte back to Unai Simon, takes his time on the ball, and then he'll try and flick it forward, but he's cleared that paw. It's straight into Emre Can, who can't make the most of it for Germany. It's fizzed out to the left-hand side by Spain, finds Nico Williams. Rodri has been caught from behind there. Another free kick for Spain, and the German frustration is starting to bubble over here a little bit here with just 5 minutes on the clock. Carvajal forward, down the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal tries to accelerate, tries to ghost past Ram between two players. It's picked up in midfield, bundled forward by Aymeric Laporte as Rodri lays this off. A little bit of a needle in the game already. Marc Cucurella, forward from left back, down this left-hand side, approaches the attacking third, as Alvaro Morata will just put that out of play as there's an injury for Spain here. It's Pedri again. And Luis de la Fuente is not happy. The Spanish think that the 21-year-old Barcelona midfielder is being targeted by Germany at the moment. And there was a poor challenge on the edge of the penalty area where it wasn't spotted by the officials. Lamine Yamal just stamped on. They allowed play to continue, but that looked a clear free kick as well for Lamine Yamal. The ball maybe slightly overrun by the 16-year-old, but it was Toni Kroos again. The delay here is for a little bit of concern for Pedri, a little bit of treatment as well. He's been on the receiving end of a couple of pretty physical challenges, and Toni Kroos will just wander over and have a little word with the young man. Luis de la Fuente still having a polite word, shall we say, with the fourth official, Ivan Kryzliak. And they are preparing a change here, Spain. It looks like it's going to be Dani Olmo on as an early replacement for Pedri, who, well, he's in pieces here. He's close to tears as he's trudging his way to the touchline. He's, since that debut season in 2020-2021, he's played 73 times that year. He's played just 75 games since due to injuries, and you can understand why the young man is so emotional here as he wanders off with just 7.5 minutes on the clock to be replaced. It looks like RB Leipzig's Dani Olmo. We do hope that isn't too serious an injury for young Pedri. So the RB Leipzig attacking midfielder, sometimes a winger, Dani Olmo, will come and try and fill in for Pedri for, well, almost the entirety of the game, as that's given back to Spain by Germany after the treatment for Pedri. Back with their goalkeeper Unai Simon. He'll touch the ball out of his feet and lift one down the left-hand side. Flicked on and down by Morata. Williams won't be able to haul that in. Instead, it's Toni Kroos that drops in alongside Jonathan Tah to collect it forward into midfield for Emre Can, and slid back to Antonio Rudiger by Joshua Kimmich. And here's Manuel Neuer for Germany. To his right for Rudiger, up to the edge of the penalty area, Jonathan Tah. Emre Can there as well. Here's Rudiger again. Shuffle to Joshua Kimmich, who can turn out now, has a little bit of space to move into. Shuffle down the touchline. Nice turn from Sane, but he won't collect it because on the cover was Robin Lenormand in behind Cucurella. But Germany still in possession here down their right-hand side. In the right-back position is Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger finds Can, back to Rudiger again. Spain pressing high here. Deep inside Germany territory, and that'll break to Lamine Yamal, who just clips one forward. Morata just hurrying Rudiger up, and he's forced a mistake that Spain will have the throw-in down the left-hand side. They've changed their minds here. I think it was Alvaro Morata as he came across to challenge Rudiger. It was a offside. Germany yet to really gain a foothold in the game. It's been a good start by Spain. It's so fascinating to see as well the way their tactics have changed, their style, since that dominant period over a decade ago, going towards 20 years now, 16 years since that 2008 win. That's a lovely ball forward from Germany. Havertz will hold it up. A little bit of confusion round the corner. This is going to be a good ball. Fist across the face of goal, straight in towards the near post. That's collected by Unai Simon. Germany with the first foray forward into the Spanish defensive third, and Spain have given it away. Back by Kimmich, who's stepping into midfield. Kroos will try and fizz it to the left-hand side. That's too far away from David Raum. And he'll run out of play for a throw into Spain. Does have a couple of players in his squad that ply their trade in Spain. Ilkay Gundogan, now an important part of that Barcelona midfield. As his substitute, the backup goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen. What a backup goalkeeper to have as well for Germany. Ball out to the left-hand side by Spain. Williams holds off the challenge of Kimmich well. Back to Cucurella on the halfway line, and here is Laporte. Just lovely tidy ball around the corner from Fabian Ruiz. Will get it back off Cucurella. Across the centre circle, across to Robin Lenormand. Right-hand side now, Dani Carvajal. Lenormand to Aymeric Laporte, who strides up towards the edge of the centre circle. Back to Lenormand as Germany retreat into their own half. Spain happy to keep the ball between their two centre-backs for the moment, as Fabian Ruiz comes and collects it off Laporte and turns it around the corner, blind to Nico Williams, edge of the penalty area, will try and strike. Dragged it wide in the end, Williams. He was in fine form against Georgia, scored a wonderful goal. He's just given away a foul, though. A little bit late pressing Joshua Kimmich for the ball, and Anthony Taylor will step in and say no more. It's an ill-tempered start to the game to deal with the Premier League referee. And Williams Jr. late just steps across Joshua Kimmich and catches his kicking leg. Germany with the free kick from the right-back position. It's taken short as Emre Can will just slide it all the way back to Manuel Neuer. Now Jonathan Tah, left-hand corner of the penalty area. It's forward towards the halfway line. Musiala lays it off to Emre Can, who tries to drift past challenges. This is a good one from young Lamine Yamal to recover possession for Spain on the halfway line down the right-hand side. Morata with a little cushion ball in towards Dani Olmo. He's touched it past Antonio Rudiger on the cover. He's late with the tackle, Rudiger. And Anthony Taylor's already got the yellow card out, and, well, an early booking for one of Germany's two centre-halves. There was almost two attempts to win the ball back. He pulls out of the first one, but he's clumsy as he puts his leg down across Dani Olmo. He catches the RB Leipzig attacker. And that means if Germany do qualify for the semi-final, Antonio Rudiger will not be a part of the team. This one from just outside the penalty area, right of centre. Manuel Neuer building his wall. Looks like there'll be 5 in it. Dani Olmo and Lamine Yamal both standing over it. Will it be the more experienced Leipzig forward or the exuberance of youth? The latest Barcelona wonder kid. Anthony Taylor blows the whistle. Olmo steps over it. Yamal, low, deflection, it's narrowly wide. No touch in the end, in fact. It's just skewed beyond the wall's left-hand side. It's not the greatest of connections in the end from Lamine Yamal. Neuer to his left. Here's David Raum. Nice turn from Jamal Musiala. Now it's down the left-hand side and an opportunity to counter here for Germany. It's Ilkay Gundogan, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Rolls it into the edge of the D for Leroy Sané. Kroos has been caught late. Referee allows play to continue. Says the challenge was fair as Nico Williams carries it forward to the halfway line for the Spanish. Forward from Lamine Yamal. Dani Olmo in a pocket of space. Running now at Rudiger. Shuffles it to the left-hand side. It's Alvaro Morata. Onto his right, pulls the trigger. That's been smothered by Emre Can. Ball lifts up to the halfway line. Stabbed forward by Alvaro Morata. Nodded down the left-hand side by Rodri. Onto the chest of Joshua Kimmich, who gets it back to his goalkeeper, Emmanuel Neuer. Will try and go long towards Kai Havertz. Laporte with the header. Chested down by Morata, holds the ball up well and flicks it to his right to find Lamine Yamal. Ball will deflect back out to that right flank, and he's going to be challenged here by Jamal Musiala and trying to sandwich between a gap that was disappearing in front of him as Germany have won it back. It's up to the halfway line and Havertz to his left for Musiala, who's starting to grow into the game now. Lenormand come across from centre-back to challenge him. Down round the corner of him for David Raum. Tries to pull it back towards Kai Havertz. It'll bounce off a couple of Spanish defenders before eventually nestling in the hands of Unai Simon at the near post. Games start to open up a little bit. It was Robin Lenormand who was tracking David Raum down that left-hand side. They've gone early to the halfway line. Dani Olmo just scything through the midfield like it's not there. Right-hand side, Lamine Yamal, left-footed pass, edge of the penalty area. Fabian Ruiz tries to go for the top corner. Getting closer here, Spain. That one still high and wide, but Germany just not able to match the pace of the Spanish build-up at the moment. Neuer will take a bit of time with this to try and give his players the opportunity to settle, but you can sense here that Spain are just trying to play as quick as possible. Into midfield for Emre Can, twisting and turning, can't get away from Fabian Ruiz. Left-footed passes straight to Rodri, who tried to find Alvaro Morata. Rudiger beats him to it. Kroos now. the two in midfield for Germany of Kai Havertz and Emre Can. The combined age of 64, and they've never been the most mobile. You can sense here that Spain have identified that as a weakness. Dani Olmo, the latest to exploit it. Pedri, in the opening 7 minutes, found himself in little pockets of areas behind Kroos and Emre Can. So it's Germany in possession down the right-hand side. Kimmich back to Toni Kroos. Kroos to his right for Toni Rüdiger. Rüdiger back to Kroos. Morata will come across to press as Toni Kroos back to the centre circle for Jonathan Tah. And Kroos will just use the outside of his boot to guide it out to the left-hand side. David Raum. This is where Germany have been their most productive so far. It's Raum to Musiala, who tries to float towards the corner of the penalty area. Turns it back, but İlkay Gündoğan infield to Tah. And now Kroos back to Jonathan Tah. Shuffle to his right to Emre Can. Can out to the right-hand side. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Forward down the touchline. Leroy Sané with a bit of space. Pulls it towards the penalty spot. Deflection off Laporte. He'll just stretch to keep that from going out of play for a corner kick. Kimmich takes the throw back to Rüdiger midway through the Spanish half, but wide on this right-hand side, the Real Madrid centre-back. Tah to Kroos. Lifts one out to the right-hand side. Chested down by Kimmich, but they were quick to put the flag up. Gary Bezic on this near side. Kimmich just a little bit lazy in getting back. Spain with a free kick deep inside their own half in their defensive third near the corner flag. They'll be encouraged with their performance at this juncture. Ball is at the feet of Unai Simon. There's a slight tactical shift in this Spanish midfield with Dani Olmo coming in. Change of emphasis, but so far it seems to have paid dividends for Spain. It's forward by Fabian Ruiz. Olmo gets back, toe to the ball. There was a foul that advantaged Spain. Cucurella into his own penalty area for Laporte, who finds Unai Simon. Clip out towards the halfway line. He was looking for Dani Olmo, who's beaten to it by the more physical Antonio Rüdiger. Now Joshua Kimmich. Early ball towards İlkay Gündoğan. Nodded out of the penalty area by Lenormand. Rodri boxed out of it by Sané. Gets a toe to it, away from Musiala, but there's Tah for Germany. David Raum to Tah, forward. Musiala evades the challenge of Lamine Yamal. Laid off to Rüdiger. Williams presses. Rüdiger to his left to Kroos in the centre circle. Now Tah, Can into the feet of İlkay Gündoğan. Good run from Kimmich, drifting out to this right-hand side in an advanced position. Cucurella has come to meet him. Kimmich clips one towards the back post. There's a header from Havertz, straight into the gloves of Unai Simon. It was a nice move from Germany. Kimmich just ghosted from a central area, peeled out wide. Cucurella couldn't get tight to him quick enough. And Kai Havertz has tried to flick it on further towards the far post. Not much pace on the ball from Kimmich, rather hung up there, and Havertz couldn't apply the finishing touch. It's long downfield from Unai Simon. He was trying to find Dani Olmo and almost did. Instead it's with Manuel Neuer. Raum on the halfway line, where he likes to play. He's down as a left back, but does most of his best work down the left-hand side in an attacking role. David Raum, 13 assists in all competitions this season. Spain are back in possession on the edge of their own penalty area with Unai Simon back off Laporte to the goalkeeper. Once again, they'll slow play down Spain with Simon just rolling the ball out towards the edge of the penalty area. This time he'll clip it long, floats it up towards Alvaro Morata. Rüdiger will nod it down. Volleyed back over the halfway line towards Nico Williams by Fabian Ruiz. Rüdiger gets it back to the goalkeeper. Kimmich to Rüdiger. Down the touchline, kept in play by Leroy Sané. Shuffled inside by Kimmich. They'll try and steer that into midfield for İlkay Gündoğan. It's a good interception from Lamine Yamal. Now Rodri Worked wide to the left for Cucurella. Nico Williams with Kimmich in front of him. Back to Cucurella. Fabian Ruiz to the halfway line for Laporte, who starts to inch his way forward. He's got a bit of space on the edge of the penalty area. Low strike. Hard towards Manuel Neuer. Straight towards him, who patted it first before collecting it. And they opened the door for him, Germany. Laporte just got within shooting range. He decided to pull the trigger. Can't blame him, though. Rudiger walks it forward to the halfway line. Slip back again to Manuel Neuer. Even contest as we pass the halfway mark in the first half of the game. Tar to his right for Toni Rudiger. Rudiger down the touchline for Kimmich. Back inside to Toni Rudiger. Germany inching their way forwards. Spain watch on with Toni Kroos in possession. Wide again with Kimmich. Nico Williams doing his defensive work. Toni Rudiger walking over the halfway line into Spanish territory. Forward to Ilkay Gundogan. First time ball spun out to the right hand side. Frustration from the Germany captain as Kimmich wasn't on his toes, and it'll go out of play for a throw into Spain. Cucurella will lift one down the touchline. Morata tries to flick it on towards Nico Williams. There's Jonathan Tah. That's over the head of Cucurella awkwardly, and Leroy Sané's got this in a good position down the right-hand side, and we'll just flick this back to Joshua Kimmich, who tries to stride away from Alvaro Morata, who's caught him. It was a poor challenge from the Spain captain, a forwards challenge. Just got in a tangle, in a muddle, and caught the ankles of the Bayern Munich fullback. No malice intended from Alvaro Morata, but a foul is a foul, and it will be a free kick from wide on this right-hand side. It's being spotted up here. It looks like Leroy Sané. Jonathan Tah, Antonio Rudiger, along with Joshua Kimmich, who's stayed up in the attack. Havertz in an offside position at the moment. It will be Toni Kroos instead from this right-hand side. Lamine Yamal, one man in the wall, wide from the edge of the penalty area, from level with the edge of the penalty area. Nodded down by Jonathan Tah. No pace on the header, and it's easily just picked up off the ground by Unai Simon. Nico Williams tried to bundle his way past David Raum, but he's fouled him in the process. Another set piece here for Germany. Spain just looking a little bit scrappy in the last couple of minutes. They started quickly, the Spanish, and as Germany have found their feet and found their confidence, they've started to get a little bit scrappy. And, well, the replay of that challenge by Nico Williams suggests that David Raum might have gone to ground a little bit easily there. It's certainly soft. Toni Kroos will take the set piece. Retired from international duty, Toni Kroos. He's back again, trying to right some wrongs he believes he was responsible for, and he'll lift one deep towards the back post, looking for Antonio Rudiger. Will just flick off the back of the head of Aymeric Laporte. He didn't get the shout, but Rudiger was too far away from winning that. Maybe not. It's potentially a really important touch from Aymeric Laporte there. Toni Kroos jogs out towards the right-hand side. Third set piece in quick succession in the threatening area for Germany. This one will be a corner. Crowd of bodies on the edge of the penalty area. Anthony Taylor wants a word with Robin Lenormand and Antonio Rudiger, who just goes straight back to putting his hand in the chest of the Sociedad centre-half as Kroos whips one in, right footed from the right-hand side. It's behind Tah, lifted back into the 6-yard box by Emre Can. Unai Simon has done really well. He's come over the top of a group of 4 or 5 players, 3 of which were German. Collected the ball and sprung back to his feet. Wants to get Spain moving early. They haven't managed to do so. It's Fabian Ruiz just inside his own half, but really good goalkeeping. He slips that past Ilkay Gundogan to find Rodri. A good ball out to the left-hand side for Nico Williams, who's got Sane backpedaling. Williams clips one towards the back post. It's floated just out of reach of Lamine Yamal. Collected by Raum. Down the left, right, the Germany left. Picked up by Carvajal. That's a hefty challenge from David Raum, and it will be penalised by Anthony Taylor. And this time it's the opportunity for Spain to have a set piece in a dangerous area, and the chance for Anthony Taylor to brandish a yellow card for David Raum. Second man in the book, second German in the book. Carvajal made the most of it. He's very good at that. Can maybe feel slightly hardly done by David Raum. He's been enterprising down that left-hand side, as we thought, but that is maybe his Achilles heel. The defensive work sometimes can get a little bit shaky. Two standing over it. Yamal or one of them. Williams the other. Cue bodies at the back post, level with the edge of the penalty area. Williams deep towards the 6-yard line. Headed up by Jonathan Tah. Drops to Olmo on the edge of the penalty area. Throwing himself in front of the pool came İlkay Gündoğan, and he's caught one for his troubles. And the referee's blown the whistle for a free kick to Germany. Really good defensive header from Toni Kroos though first. Just before Olmo could make contact, İlkay Gündoğan's just nipped it off his toe. Approaching the half-an-hour mark. Manuel Neuer on the edge of the penalty area will float one left-footed out to the right for Joshua Kimmich from the free kick, forward down the touchline. It's a poor hold-up play by Emre Can, but they've somehow managed to find İlkay Gündoğan in the centre circle, and that's another sloppy challenge from Robin Lenormand, and well, now he's been shown the yellow card by Anthony Taylor. That one again is very soft. You can see actually from the reverse angle the studs just rake across the back of İlkay Gündoğan's left ankle, and well, that means if Spain are the victors, Robin Lenormand will be suspended for the semi-final. Kroos on the halfway line in the centre circle, forward to Kimmich, who's been given the freedom to play as that inverted fullback. He's joining the midfield area now. It was a shift by Julian Nagelsmann before the after the opening exchanges, where Spain were all over them in midfield. Kimmich, who is very accustomed and accomplished in central midfield and the defensive midfield, is now making the numbers greater in the Germany midfield. That's good work from Raum. Tries to lay it off to Emre Can, bundled to ground but keeps the ball alive. Tah lifts one from deep towards the back post. Cucurella will beat Leroy Sané to it, but the throw-in will be Germany's. Tossed in by Kimmich. Now Kroos in midfield, forward to Can, who turns one wide again to Kimmich, bit of space here. Nico Williams will try and get back, forces Kimmich to chop inside and slide it into midfield for Jonathan Tah. Across to Antonio Rudiger. Germany committing a lot of bodies forward in this move. Kroos to Sané, down the right for Kimmich. Closed down by Fabian Ruiz, shuffled back towards the halfway line to Kroos and into the centre circle for Jonathan Tah. Forwards to Emre Can. And Tah slips it into Gündoğan. Just couldn't work his feet out. It was slightly behind Musiala. So Spain have won it back, and it's Lamine Yamal. He's been pulled back by Emre Can. Yes, says Anthony Taylor. Just as he entered German territory, it was a little tug out from Emre Can as Lamine Yamal tried to, well, was it? Just pirouetted away from Emre Can. There was a hand placed on the shoulder, and Lamine Yamal went to ground. Anthony Taylor with another free kick. It's been a stop-start kind of half, as carried forward by Aymeric Laporte, trying to slip it out to the left-hand side by Cucurella, intercepted, blocked at least by Havertz, and it's back into the Spanish half with Robin Lenormand wide on the right-hand side. Rodri. Fabian Ruiz. To his right to Carvajal. Laid back to Lenormand. Now Rodri. Edge of the centre circle. Shuffle to Laporte. Pressed by Sané. Havertz will follow the ball to Rodri, and across comes İlkay Gündoğan to press Lenormand. Carvajal slips that past Musiala, but can't run onto his own ball as Raum steps in and finds Toni Kroos, and Germany back in possession, but Antonio Rudiger dawdles. Carvajal with a toe to it, can't find a teammate. Shaky moment there from Real Madrid's centre half, is it's with Jonathan Tah on the left hand side. Toni Kroos across the edge of the centre, the penalty area rather, for Toni Rudiger. Wide to Joshua Kimmich. Back to Rudiger, and now Kroos towards the halfway line, laid back by Emre Can towards Toni Kroos. İlkay Gündoğan with his ankles being clipped by Laporte, but fairly was putting the pressure on. They almost broke forward there, Spain, but Jonathan Tah went sliding in, won the ball in front of Dani Olmo, who still found a reason to go to ground, found a bit of contacts. Germany restore order, ball out to the left-hand side. Here's Toni Kroos approaching halfway, forward to İlkay Gündoğan. Still space down this right-hand side for Joshua Kimmich. Edge of the penalty area for Havertz, who chops it away from Rodri, finds Musiala, back to Havertz, who's got Fabian Ruiz to contend with now, and here's Can chopping left and right and finds a bit of space for Havertz, who turns one forward down the touchline. Kimmich into the penalty area, 6-yard box collected by Unai Simon. He looks offside, Joshua Kimmich. Yeah, it's a clear offside. There's no need. He can look down the line. He's still in acres of space. Cucurella, who's been sluggish to get out to him after a fast start to the game. Well, Spain have now only completed 90 passes to Germany's 170, and it's the Germans with more possession as well. Simon slips one forward towards the centre circle. Williams tried to dummy it to let it run into the feet of Dani Olmo, but again that's given away. Change of shape for Spain here is Olmo is playing through the middle with Morata now on this left-hand side. Yamal still on the right, and Williams as a second striker. Long ball to the edge of the penalty area. Havertz will strike. Well saved by Unai Simon, diving low to his right. It was Toni Rudiger with a ball pumped to the edge of the penalty area. Havertz just spun in behind Robin Lenormand and then went the other way, chested it down on the edge of the penalty area. It was a good half volley, but Simon up to the challenge for Spain. Rodri to Laporte. Away from Sane, still going. Laporte finds Morata, can turn one wide. Here's Lamine Yamal, corner of the penalty area. Yamal chopping left and right. He's not done well there as David Raum watches it all the way and clears the danger, the German. Flicks off the head of Rodri. Into the centre circle for Cucurella. Needed to use the ball a little bit earlier there, Lamine Yamal. That will come with experience. Cucurella forward to Dani Olmo, left-hand inside channel, round the back. Here's Nico Williams, who's beaten Kimmich to it. Williams keeps it alive, tries to squeeze it past Neuer at the near post. It gets down well and tips it round the outside of his upright. And the flag's gone up on Nico Williams. It's a wonderful ball from Dani Olmo. He looks level as well, Nico Williams. They waited for Williams to get his shot on goal. It's a good save from Manuel Neuer. Those close to the goalkeeper's body can be difficult to get down to, but he's done really well, the 38-year-old. Tah to Raum. That's a pretty aimless ball from the Germany left-back, and that's easily dealt with by Unai Simon. Germany have just taken their foot off the pedal a little bit as we head into the last 10 minutes. 36 on the clock. There'll be a good few added on at the end of this first half for the injury to Pedri. Simon forward, base of midfield, Fabian Ruiz. Forced to turn this back to Robin Lenormand inside his own penalty area. And again, his only option is to give it back to the goalkeeper. Long ball from Simon. Morata beaten to it by Tar. Into the centre circle for Emre Can. Fabian Ruiz was feeling for it, but could only feel the ankles of the Borussia Dortmund midfielder. So it'll be another free kick for Germany. So clip forward from Kroos. Floats it out to the left-hand side. Here's David Raum. Tar tries to float it forward again. And again, it's out of play, and Spain will have the throw-in just inside their own half. Ball on the halfway line with Dani Olmo, trying to hold off the challenger Toni Kroos. That's a kind break of the ball off the feet of Gundogan. Back to Fabian Ruiz, who this time can find Cucurella on the left-hand side on the halfway line. Turns it back under pressure from Sane to Laporte, who steps past Havertz. Into the Germany half, deflection off Sane, into the feet of Fabian Ruiz, wide from Nico Williams to the edge of the penalty area for Cucurella. Now left-hand side here is Nico Williams with Sane snapping at his heels. Williams can turn, puts it on his right, looks for support in field. This time tries to go on the outside of Leroy Sane, and back onto his right again, chopping left and right Nico Williams. Slides it backwards, Rodri came to help him out. Towards the edge of the centre circle inside Germany territory for the centre half. Lenormand wide again. Fabian Ruiz bounces it off Carvajal back towards the halfway line. And it's Lenormand with Rodri alongside him. Carvajal wide on the right hand side, Lamine Yamal just in front of him. Back to the halfway line. Lenormand to Rodri. To his left. Here's Laporte. To the left touchline for Nico Williams. Keeps that in play, good first touch, but that's a poor one. It invited the challenge from Joshua Kimmich, and he's won it back, and it's Havertz towards the halfway line, who was caught napping. Cucurella won it back. It's Olmo, 30 yards from goal. Will he try? He will. It's saved by Neuer, but spills it to Morata. Edge of the 6-yard box. Keeps it alive for Spain. Tries to put it back into the path of Fabian Ruiz. That'll bounce off the heels of Jonathan Tah and into the hands of a very relieved Manuel Neuer, who made a meal of the effort from Dani Olmo. Morata's offside from the rebound. Neuer slightly shaky, and the palms stung by Dani Olmo. Musiala will try and burst down the left-hand side. He's done really well. Little tug at him from Rodri. It was spotted by Anthony Taylor. Still didn't manage to take the Bayern Munich attacker down. Did Rodri. Unusual to see him resort to those kind of tactics. He's such a good timer of a challenge. Raum tries the early ball from the left-hand side in towards the edge of the box. Havertz had made a run, but that's well dealt with by Lenormand, and Tah will step forward from the halfway line to prod it away from Dani Olmo, but only succeeds in feeding that to Rodri deep inside Spanish territory. Forward from Laporte with Williams under pressure, but he can find a route back via Ruiz to the centre half. So here's Lenormand. Into the last 5 minutes, the sun baking down in Stuttgart as Laporte slows it down in Stuttgart. Lenormand to his right to Carvajal. Turns back to Lenormand. Laporte right in the middle of the Spanish half as they look to try and mount another attack here. And neither of these two sides have really found their fluency, their ability to tell their story. Laporte back to Unai Simon. Maybe the Spanish a little bit rattled by Pedri's early injury and subsequent substitution. Upset tactics and maybe got in their heads, because they had started really well against Germany, who've come back into it but haven't really tested Unai Simon with anything that has caused him any problems. Here's Spain forward. Cucurella tries to slip it in behind for Nico Williams. Manuel Neuer was quick enough off his line to get there first and rolls that into the base of midfield for Toni Kroos. Right hand side now, Joshua Kimmich slips one forward, tries to curl one in towards the channel for Sane to chase, but Cucurella was marshalling it back to Unai Simon already. Important for Germany, for them to keep their patience. Those kind of balls early are being dealt with every single time by Laporte and Cucurella. Kimmich carrying it forward that they've been struggling with, and here is Morata bursting through midfield, tried to feed it to Lamine Yamal, interception from Raul. It's Rudiger forward, Joshua Kimmich. He's pressed a little by Nico Williams. Spain just getting bodies into the German half with Toni Rudiger of Real Madrid in possession. Rudiger gestures, he wants movement in front of him. And Rudiger will eventually lay this off to Manuel Neuer on the edge of his own penalty area. Gets the ball out of his feet and lifts one left-footed to the right-hand side. Joshua Kimmich, slightly heavy touch, invited the press from Nico Williams, but still will smuggle it forward to Emre Can, who is lost out to Rodri, and Rodri will move away from Emre Can and slip it down the left-hand side. Nico Williams, space in the box for Dani Olmo, who's been closed down now and marked, and it's lifted all the way to the back stick. Will it be kept in play by Lamine Yamal? No, it's a poor ball in the end by Nico Williams. He's just sliced his effort. It was an interesting choice from Nico Williams. He likes to run on his defenders, and this time decided to try and put it in. Toni Rudiger on a yellow card already as well. Has to be careful. Raul throws that towards the head of Havertz. It's a powerful header though from Lenormand to win it back for Spain inside the German half. Almost all of Spain's players out on that right hand side as it breaks to the centre circle for Aymeric Laporte. Holds it up in time for his teammates to get back into position, only just to shuffle it back into his own half for Robin Lenormand. Laporte. It's up towards the halfway line for Cucurella, who again will go back to Aymeric Laporte. Chances few and far between as we head towards the last minute of the 45. Unai Simon lifts one out to the right-hand side, nodded down the line by Carvajal, who'd stayed forwards. Yamal will try and get it back to Carvajal, who's been stripped by his club colleague Toni Kroos, but Germany have given it away too easily. It's the penalty area. Morata wide to Lamine Yamal, just inside the penalty area. Tries to cushion it down for Williams or Olmo. Still battling for possession, Spain. Musiala's the one getting back for Germany. That's really good defending from a man not known for it. As Raul tries to find Havertz early on the halfway line, and again Spain will easily mop this up. It's been this kind of game. Periods of possession, periods of, in inverted commas, dominance from both of these two sides, but still somewhat lacking in quality. That's a good ball though to Lamine Yamal, who spins away from Jonathan Tah and tries to test Neuer early from 30 odd yards, and that'll just bounce off the surface and into the midriff of Manuel Neuer. His experience at this level, well, it's unparalleled, isn't it? This is his 124th appearance for Germany. He's currently 5th on the all-time list, behind teammate in the German squad Thomas Müller. Ball is on the right-hand side for Spain in the attacking third with Nico Williams. Lamine Yamal, level with the edge of the penalty area, steers this back to Dani Carvajal. Shapes across from deep, instead prods it wide for Yamal. Now Nico Williams, edge of the penalty area, Rodri. Havertz is back on the edge of his own box doing his defensive duties. Lenormand thought about shooting from 35, 40 odd yards, instead shifts it to his right to find Rodri, who sprays one onto the chest of Marc Cucurella, who's forced away from the penalty area by Joshua Kimmich rather, and Laporte keeps it alive for Spain. Give and go with Rodri. Laporte on this left now. Fabian Ruiz. Carvajal in the heart of midfield, space to move into, approaches the edge of the penalty area, lays it off to Dani Olmo, tries to clip it back into the path of Carvajal as Raul will slam it clear. Sane battling for possession now. Rodri with just feint with the body to try and find a bit of space. Morata charging towards the ball inside the Germany half in midfield. That's a poor challenge. Germany will try and set off on the counter. I think that was Marc Cucurella who just caught İlkay Gündoğan. The move broke down 25 yards from the Germany goal as Alvaro Morata overrun it. Gündoğan just got his body in the way of the ball as Cucurella came to the back of him to try and win it back for Spain. We'll have 2 minutes of time added on at the end of this first half. As by my watch, we've only got a couple of seconds left of it. This game very frequently is a tight affair. It's 1-0 in 2008, 2-2, 1-1 back at 2022. And at half-time, in Spain versus Germany in the quarter-finals of the European Championship, it's 0-0 between two of the tournament favourites. distance in the heart of midfield, and they'll replace him with a mile away because of his shock of purple hair. He was tipped to be Germany's Casemiro at this tournament, and he will come on to try and add a little bit more steel in the heart of midfield. They are back underway in Stuttgart with Spain in possession on the halfway line. Fascinating second 45. Remember, if they are all square at the end of 90 minutes, we will have half an hour of extra time and then potentially penalties. We saw Florian Wirtz introduced at half-time, and there he is in a tangle with Aymeric Laporte, getting stuck into the action early. Laporte just caught the underside of Florian Wirtz's boots, and the follow-through as he tried to clear the danger. This is a famous stadium. Anthony Taylor has shown 3 yellow cards so far, but it's also the stadium where Graham Poll showed 3 yellow cards to the same player back at the 2006 World Cup. So, what's on the right-hand side? Of course, they've swapped ends now, so Spain playing from left to right. The ball was cleared by Germany, but it's a header forward from Aymeric Laporte. Ball with the goalkeeper Unai Simon on the edge of his own penalty area. So long ball out to the right-hand side. He's found Carvajal. It's a good run, just ghosting forward from the fullback and into a bit of space on the edge of the penalty area for Dani Olmo. Germany getting bodies back, but it's smuggled into the penalty box for Nico Williams. Lifts one, floats it to the back post. Lamine Yamal, good first touch, takes it down inside the box. Back to goal. It's shoveled over the bar by Alvaro Morata on the half turn. Best move of the game so far, and it's in the opening couple of minutes in the second half. Alvaro Morata has to do better there. Lamine Yamal just shuffles it into his right boot. It looks like Morata's going to go the other way, but quickly spins Jonathan Tah to get the shot away, and he's slipping as he does so. It's over the bar. He wanted a corner kick. There's no deflection from the Germany defender, but it's a really good move. And a reminder for Germany that Spain really are an attacking threat. Manuel Neuer under pressure from Nico Williams. Don't know why I was nervous. Manuel Neuer. Well, he's the man that pioneered the way most goalkeepers play nowadays. It's Gundogan on the halfway line. Raum tries to find Wirtz. Now Havertz to his right. Here's Joshua Kimmich on the right-hand side. Now met by Cucurella. Pulled back. Andrić tries to curl one towards the far post. He's got that wrong. Andrić decided early to put his foot round the ball. He's trying to whip it towards the back post. Perhaps caught in two minds as that floats harmlessly behind for a goal kick to Spain. Ball with Unai Simon. It's a long one towards the head of Dani Olmo, who tries to flick it out into the path of Nico Williams on the left-hand side, but that one's wayward. Germany with the throw. Joshua Kimmich. Toni Kroos looks the most obvious option, but across comes Alvaro Morata. Former Real Madrid teammate. It's tossed forward towards the halfway line. Flicked cautiously off the forehead of Ilkay Gundogan, and Spain will find the touch off the right boot of Joshua Kimmich to win themselves a throw down the left-hand side. Pedri, who came off after 7 minutes in the first half with an injury, well, he's taken his place in the dugouts and a heavily strapped knee. He was clearly quite overcome with emotion when he was forced off in that first half. You can understand that it's been the spectre of his young career. Simon, diagonal ball to the right-hand side. Carvajal, excuse me. Almost got there ahead of Musiala, but fouls Musiala as he tried to break away from the Real Madrid fullback. It's a good little touch from Musiala to get it away from Carvajal as he was lunging in. Kroos, ball down the left-hand side for Raum. Andrić, that's a Poor ball, and Lamine Yamal tries to juggle it over David Raum, but will concede the throw. Down this left-hand side for Germany, it's Luis de la Fuente. Prowls on the edge of his technical area. David Raum with the long throw. It's challenge from Laporte, who came flying in with Wirtz. Won the ball, and it bobbled all the way back to Unai Simon. Cucurella from the touchline tries to find Morata, who had to stretch to get his head to it, and he was eased under it unfairly, says Anthony Taylor, by Jonathan Tah. Free kick will be from just outside the centre circle, inside Spanish territory. Looks like Florian Wirtz is playing through the middle for Germany. Whether that means Kai Havertz is dropping a little bit deeper remains to be seen. So far, both of them have stayed pretty high. Ball on the edge of the centre circle with Laporte forward to Rodri. Morata around the outside for Lamine Yamal. Edge of the penalty area arriving! It was Dani Olmo! It's a tidy finish into the bottom corner. It was coming. Spain came out of the traps in the second half quickly. Lamine Yamal, for the first time, really given space by David Raum. He got in behind him. And it's Dani Olmo's run from deep. It's classic centre-forward play from Morata, who holds it up well, ushers it into the path of the winger. Andrić is not up to the pace of play, doesn't know Dani Olmo's arriving until he gets there. And he just slides it past Manuel Neuer. From 14 yards. And the Spanish take the lead. 6 minutes into the second half. He's had to dine on a diet of sparse minutes for the opening games of the tournament, Dani Olmo. But he's tucked into that one. And Germany have kicked off. They need to respond. There is nervous energy suddenly around the Stuttgart arena for the first time. Rudiger up to the edge of the penalty area. Gundogan, space on the left-hand side. David Raum, can he make amends immediately? Tries to put it across the face of goal. It's away from Cucurella. Edge of the penalty area, bouncing ball. Yamal trying to challenge for it. Gundogan all over him. And they've won it back, Germany. Raum. Kroos under pressure from Dani Olmo. Finds Jonathan Tah just to the left of the centre circle. On the halfway line, Tah. Forward to Gundogan. First time ball to Kroos. Musiala. Round the corner for Raum. Gets it back to Musiala. Poor challenge from Yamal. Musiala, edge of the penalty area. Looking for support. Pulls it back to Gundogan. Tries to lift it towards the back post. Cucurella with the header to Andrić, who tries to shuffle it back into the penalty area. Williams, lovely give and go with Morata. Williams now bursting through the middle for Spain. Through the centre circle. It's a good ball towards the path of Dani Olmo. But that's Jonathan Tah, who read the play, read the danger and snuffed it out. Tah forward down the left-hand side, finds David Raum. Musiala with a little turn in field to find Ilkay Gundogan. Game opening up now to the right-hand side. Out to this right, in towards the near post. On the follow-up, Gundogan, taken away from him by Rodri. Drops to the D on the edge of the penalty area, and Fabian Ruiz will haul it up towards Morata. That's a heavy touch. Andrić takes over right of centre inside the Spanish half. Joshua Kimmich inside to Andrić, 25 yards from goal, right of centre. Musiala, ball pops up for him, tries the half volley. That's been smothered by Rodri. Spain in possession on the left-hand side, but Germany piling on the pressure, looking for an immediate response to going behind. Laporte to Simon. First time ball. Flicked on by Olmo, taken down well by Nico Williams, and that's a good ball out to the right-hand side to find Lamine Yamal. Germany don't have too many bodies back. Yamal ghost pass around. Williams takes over, back to Lamine Yamal, edge of the penalty area, overruns it. Nico Williams, the ball broke through to him, looked in an offside position, and he could tell, he knew. So didn't commit to the effort, and it's into the hands of Manuel Neuer. Advantage played, Germany in possession, edge of the centre circle. Here's İlkay Gündoğan. To his right, to Joshua Kimmich, and now Gündoğan. To Kimmich again down this right-hand side, Florian Wirtz in front of him. Kimmich still in possession. Havertz lets that run to Wirtz on the right-hand side. Wirtz into Gündoğan. Back to Florian Wirtz, who's dancing in front of Cucurella. Will get it back off Gündoğan. Tried to pull it to the edge of the penalty area at Wirtz as Ruiz prods that forward towards Williams. And he's been caught as he laid the ball off to Fabian Ruiz. And it's Andrić with the challenge. Little niggly foul. And a yellow card as well. 10 minutes on the pitch and he's in the book. And another man who will miss the semi-final should Germany reach it. There's going to be 2 changes here for Germany. Off comes David Raum. And on will come Maximilian Mittelstadt. At left back, he'll love coming on here as his home ground for Stuttgart. And another change as well, as the Germany fans have finally got their wish, as İlkay Gündoğan is withdrawn and uncomes the significant presence of the Borussia Dortmund forward Niklas Füllkrug. And now they've got someone to play off up front. But Spain are in possession. They've got to win it back first if Germany are going to respond. It's Morata who's been caught by Kroos. Morata, the Spanish captain, has a little look at Anthony Taylor, who tells him to get on with it and take the free kick. It's out to the left-hand side for Marc Cucurella. Julian Nagelsmann has wasted no time changing things up. 4 new bodies on the field of play now. He's got one more if he wants to roll the dice again. That's a good ball in behind by Fabian Ruiz. Dani Olmo, Jonathan Tah's gone across to meet him. Olmo towards the back post. Germany on the edge of their own penalty area. And Kroos will try and slide it forward for Havertz, but Rodri catches him in possession, and it's Morata towards the edge of the penalty area. Will it break to Nico Williams? It won't. It's good defending in the end from Rudiger. Florian Wirtz juggles that in front of Cucurella inside the Germany half. Steered back by Kimmich. Neuer to his left to Tah. Tah lifts one down the touchline. Here's Musiala. Too many bodies around him and he's giving it away to Dani Olmo. 35 yards from goal, right of centre. They're going to slide it back into midfield via Rodri into the halfway line for Aymeric Laporte, who ghosts past Füllkrug. Forward to Ruiz. Laid off to Rodri. From the centre circle to the right back, Carvajal. Down the touchline for Lamine Yamal. Steps in away from Mittelstadt to suggests to Anthony Taylor that there's no foul. He agrees. Ball lifted to the right-hand side for Florian Wirtz, and suddenly they've got someone in the penalty area to aim for. Niklas Füllkrug at the near post, and the ball is lifted in towards him. It's nodded away by Laporte. Kroos was watching on as Kimmich lifted the ball in. It's out to the far side. Nico Williams wants the foul. It's going to be a Germany throw. Bit more urgency in the play. Joshua Kimmich now wearing the captain's armband for Germany. In place of İlkay Gündoğan. Tah to the left. Mittelstadt lifted towards the back post. A good delivery towards Havertz. Laporte wins it. Kimmich on the right-hand side near the corner flag. Williams will come to meet him. Rudiger now edge of the penalty area in towards the near post. Flicked away by the head of Aymeric Laporte again. Lamine Yamal in the full-back position, being harassed by Maximilian Mittelstadt, who's won the ball. Tries to clip it into the penalty area. That's against Carvajal. And Olmo will try and volley it clear. Morata won't win it. Toni Kroos will get his toe to it. Forward from Andrik, allowed to turn. Florian Wirtz will try curl one towards the bottom corner. There was a touch on it from a Spanish defender that took it wide. It's off the back of Marc Cucurella. It looked goal-bound as well from Florian Wirtz. Corner kick. Into the last 30. Germany still haven't really got going in this second half. Rudiger wrestling with his club colleague Nacho. Toni Kroos from the right-hand side. Pushing and shoving in the 6-yard box. Unai Simon 3 or 4 yards off his line. It's Kroos who floats it towards the penalty spot. A towering header from Aymeric Laporte, again for Spain. Wirtz tries to float one, and that's floated harmlessly behind. Poor ball from Florian Wirtz. We've given him the big build-up. Started really well against Scotland. He's been involved in every game since, but a little bit off the boil in terms of these Germany performances. Florian Wirtz. Spain 1, Germany 0. Haven't shown too much of an attacking threat in this second half, either the Germans. Carvajal lifts that forward into midfield. It was an awkward one for Dani Olmo to deal with, but this time they'll try and turn away from Andrik. Clips it towards his left to Fabian Ruiz. That's not going to find him, and Germany have picked it up. They're on the edge of the centre circle with Antonio Rudiger in possession. Rudiger forward. Wirtz squeezes it wide to Kimmich. The early ball is closed down, charged down by Marc Cucurella. Throw-in taken by Kimmich. Forward from Rudiger, down this right flank. Andrik back wide to Kimmich. Towards the halfway line in the direction of Jonathan Tah, who lifts one left-footed. Havertz is peeled wide. Cucurella will try and nod that back to the goalkeeper, Unai Simon, but that's a miscue, and that'll be a corner kick for Germany. I think he got caught between two minds, whether to put that out of play or try and give it back to the goalkeeper. A change for Spain here. And Lamine Yamal is going to be withdrawn. No player has had more shots at the European Championships than Lamine Yamal without scoring, as he will be replaced by Ferran Torres of Barcelona. Will add a different attacking dynamic down this right-hand side for Spain. Maybe we'll even fill in a front two alongside Alvaro Morata. Spain with a corner kick to defend first, though. And Anthony Taylor is going to sort out some pushing and pulling inside the penalty area. Nico Williams, I think he's telling him that Antonio Rudiger's tickling him. That's the gesture he seemed to suggest, at least to me. Anyway, Kroos, ball in towards the penalty spot. Header is from Füllkrug. It's lifted over the bar. Well, that's what Niklas Füllkrug can bring to this Germany side. It's good movement, peeling across towards the near post. Unai Simon will take as much time as possible with the goal kick and every subsequent goal kick, I'm sure. Unai Simon rifles one over the top. It's won by Mittelstadt up towards the halfway line. Füllkrug will jump for it. Dani Carvajal believes that'll be a Spain throw, but he's going to turn around and have a look at Anthony Taylor and the assistant referee that show it's not. It's the Germany throw instead. And tossed in by Mittelstadt. Back to Tah and across to Rudiger on the right-hand side of the centre circle. Steps into the Spain half with a bit more urgency and floats one up towards the penalty spot. And Unai Simon watched it all the way into his gloves and will go early. He's disappointed with his distribution there. It's too short of Morata. Olmo was trying to win it. Jamal Musiala's gone down clutching his face. He didn't go down for very long as Anthony Taylor waved play on. Forward from Andrik. Wirtz now. Plenty of body back for Spain on the edge of the penalty area. Musiala with not much space to move into, and well, he was on the ground as he tried to win it back and caught his man right under the nose of Anthony Taylor. And Alvaro Morata had his ankles clipped from behind by Jamal Musiala, and Spain wanted to take a quick free kick with Germany with no defensive cover and Spain with options to play to. They weren't allowed to take it quickly, and a little bit of frustration from the Spanish there. That's how many bodies Germany are committing forward in these attacks, that it will only take a couple of good passes to split them open, and Spain could be in for a second. Julian Nagelsmann on the edge of his seats in his dugout as Aymeric Laporte strides towards his players, up towards the halfway line, and finds Nico Williams. Rodri will find Fabian Ruiz, who ranges forward from the centre circle. Olmo flicks it wide. Ferran Torres back in field to Carvajal. Forward from Fabian Ruiz, won't find Olmo. Kroos with the interception. Germany try and move quickly. Havertz dances past one, floats past another tackle into the feet of Füllkrug. It's an important touch from Carvajal, and it'll end up into the hands of Unai Simon. All of Dani Carvajal's experience on show there. He just read the play and stepped across Niclas Füllkrug, got the slightest of touches, enough to help guide it back towards the goalkeeper. Flicked on by Morata. Olmo pulled back by Toni Kroos, and Anthony Taylor's going to reach into his pocket, and there is the yellow card for Toni Kroos. He must have known that was coming. And a wry smile from Dani Olmo, who's clean past Toni Kroos. And it would have been one pass to set Ferran Torres in through, clean on goal. Germany struggling to pick up Dani Olmo. Reads the game so well, knows when to sit, knows when to float into spaces. Spain with the set piece, 35 yards from goal. Fabian Ruiz lifts one towards Rodri, nodded back across the face of goal, almost dropped to Olmo there. He was winding up the volley, but it's taken away from him by Havertz. Good first touch, first time ball from Wirtz to try and find Musiala. Wirtz was on the ground as Musiala tried to flick it down the touchline. Florian Wirtz with a word with Anthony Taylor. He thought that he was obstructed in the build-up to that. Julian Nagelsmann agrees. You can see that the Germans are just starting to get a little bit more frustrated as the game goes on. Still a long way to go. 22 minutes left, with Rodri in possession deep inside his own half for Spain. Finds Fabian Ruiz with Andrić breathing down his neck. It's floated forward from Unai Simon over the head of Morata, nodded down by Williams. Now backwards from Cucurella. Fall into midfield. Morata will try and turn away from Rudiger and floats one down the left-hand side, and Williams has a little bit of space here. Dani Olmo making a move through the middle. Williams now has two to contend with. Floats past Antonio Rudiger. Just about got a touch in time as Andrić will bounce that off Joshua Kimmich, and now Andrić tries to get it forward. Havertz holds it up outside the centre circle. Wirtz takes it off his toe. Round the outside comes Maximilian Mittelstadt. Inside to Musiala. Now Wirtz, corner of the penalty area. Bouncing off challenges. Wirtz forced wide though. Carvajal forces him outside of the box. Andrić crossed towards the back post. It was Mittelstadt. Drops here from Havertz to Füllkrug. Shot towards goal from Andrić. Saved by Unai Simon. Germany want a handball off Marc Cucurella. They're adamant. Andrić caught it really well. Here comes the reply from Germany. Havertz tries to nod this down to Niclas Füllkrug, who's offside as he collects it. He then lays it off to the edge of the penalty area, where Andrić stings the palms of Unai Simon, who saved it really well. Now, whether Cucurella handled or not was academic, because Füllkrug was offside in the build-up, but that's a bit better from Germany. Williams down the left-hand side. Morata. Wirtz buzzing around him. Into midfield for Rodri. Curls that past Nacho to Carvajal, but here is Nacho now forward to Ruiz. Lays that off to Rodri, a couple of yards away to his left, and now wide to the fullback Cucurella. Infield again to Rodri, slipped forward to Fabian Ruiz. Now out to the left-hand side. Back with Fabian Ruiz, who just floats it back down the touchline. Cucurella will jog after it back into his own half of the pitch and find Aymeric Laporte. Two around him. Wirtz one of them, Füllkrug the other. Cucurella will receive it. Morata. Well, he tried to find Ferran Torres, but he was too far up the field. It's a loose pass from the Spanish captain, and Germany back in possession with Jonathan Tah. Rudiger just outside the centre circle. Back to Jonathan Tah. Toni Kroos. Morata in his way. Kroos slips it forward. Here's Angelik. Angelik inside. Jonathan Tah. Forward to Wirtz. Had Williams breathing down his neck. It's Rudiger will slip it down the outside here for Joshua Kimmich. And now Wirtz will run onto it in the corner flag. Back to Joshua Kimmich. Slips it back to Rudiger. First time ball into the penalty area, 30 yards from goal. It's dropped into Füllkrug. He's found Havertz. It's smothered by Carvajal. Threw himself for the ball. Drops to Jonathan Tah, edge of the penalty area. It's Mikkelstad now. 5 or 6 red shirts between Mikkelstad and the goal. It's Tah who tries to float it out to Wirtz on the left-hand side. Got that wrong. Cucurella can nod it down, and Williams did really well to shake off Kimmich and keep the ball for Spain. And now Cucurella overran that, and it's played against him off Joshua Kimmich. Drops here to Rudiger. Right-hand side inside Spain's half of the pitch. Toni Kroos 3 yards inside him. Now Kroos back out to the right-hand side for Rudiger down the touchline. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Laid off to Rudiger. Touches the ball out of his feet. Early ball into the penalty area again. This time Füllkrug could win it, but it's wide of the mark. It's a clear tactic from Germany now. Work it down the touchline. Pull it back for Antonio Rudiger, who's lifting it towards Niklas Füllkrug. It's, once again, textbook defending from Dani Carvajal. Just as Kai Havertz saw the whites of Unai Simon's eyes, his attempt was snuffed out by Dani Carvajal, throwing himself in front of the ball. Simon clears it downfield. Tah nods it forward. Angelik squeezes it to Wirtz. Now Füllkrug lays it off to Havertz. Havertz holds it up on the edge of the penalty area, but that's allowed Rodri to win it back for Spain, who's running onto it now from Olmo, and it's guided down the right-hand side, and Ferran Torres in a foot race with Mikkelstad. Mikkelstad lunges across him. Torres wants the free kick, will get the free kick. Mikkelstad is going to be shown the yellow card. Another who'll be suspended for a semi-final should Germany get there. It's clever play from Ferran Torres. Sensed the challenge coming from Max Mikkelstad and just shaped his body in front of the Stuttgart left back. Spain with a set piece. Down the right-hand side. Level with the edge of the penalty area, almost on the corner of it. It'll be Ferran Torres of Barcelona to deliver it. Rodri lurking at the back post. A big puff for the cheeks from Ferran Torres. A goal here would make it really difficult for Germany to come back into it. There's 6 in the penalty area for Torres to aim for. Floats it deep towards the back post. It's almost caught Neuer unawares. It was almost into the top corner at the far post. Germany have smuggled it clear though, and here's Musiala on the edge of his own penalty area. And Torres has just rugby challenged Musiala, tried to pull him towards ground. He's going to be shown the yellow card. But almost caused Manuel Neuer a David Seaman moment there before conceding the cynical challenge as Germany tried to counter-attack. It's lifted downfield by Toni Rudiger. Easy to deal with by Rodri. Forward for Cucurella. Laid off by Williams, who's set off down the left-hand side. He's beyond Kimmich and now drifts in field, running at the centre-backs. Probably backwards towards Morata. Spain with options here. It's Ferran Torres. Back to Rodri. Rodri to his right for Carvajal. Down this right flank again for Ferran Torres. And Carvajal will step back towards the halfway line as Musiala presses and prods at the Real Madrid fullback. He thinks he's won the throw-in, and he has, says the assistant referee on the near side. Germany with possession. The nails are starting to be nibbled. There are nervous faces throughout the stands in Stuttgart. They have 15 minutes to find an equaliser, or they're out of the European Championships on home soil. Here's Rudiger. There's been reason to be cheerful for Germany, reason for encouragement. Nicholas Füllkrug's introduction has been a handful for Nacho and Laporte, but again, clever defending from Carvajal. The ball was bobbling along the deck and he just dropped almost to a lying position and nodded it back towards Unai Simon. He has the ball in his hands and will slow play down for as long as Anthony Taylor will let him. This time it's towards Olmo on the edge of the penalty area. Mikkelstad will get there for Germany and just slide it to Manuel Neuer. Now Toni Rudiger. Down the right-hand side. Slip round the back of Cucurella by Kimmich. In towards Füllkrug. Half the base of the post. Germany's best chance of the game. That's Dani Olmo's played it against Jonathan Tah. But that's ever so close from Nicholas Füllkrug. Worked rapidly down the right-hand side by Germany. Kimmich found Florian Wirtz, who was proving to be a real handful, literally, for Nacho, who had a huge handful of Füllkrug's shirt. He's slipped as he's hit it. It's a matter of centimetres before hitting the inside of the post rather than the outside of the post. Germany are looking ever deadlier as we get closer towards the full-time whistle. Spain at risk of sitting off them a bit too much here. Forward from Kimmich, Florian Wirtz. Glides past Cucurella. There, again, in midfield to win it back. It was Rodri. Manuel Neuer to his right, finds Rudiger down the touchline. Forward from Wirtz to Havertz. Now Kimmich. Kimmich towards the edge of the penalty area. Stabbed away by Rodri. Wirtz on the edge of the box. He took too long. Ruiz will clear the danger. Olmo chasing after it. Neuer to the halfway line. And will put it out of play for a Spain throw inside their half of the pitch. And Spain want to get bodies on. Agonisingly close from Germany. The changes from Julian Nagelsmann, the substitutes linking up. Wirtz with the square ball. Füllkrug rifles against the base of the post, off balance, despite Carvajal with a handful of his shirt. Okay, there'll be two changes now for Spain as we head in towards the 80-minute mark. Both Nico Williams and Alvaro Morata will be coming off. So a change of captain, the armband handed to Manchester City's Rodri. And we will see Mikel Merino of Real Sociedad come on. And Mikel Oyarzabal as well. The two Sociedad players hoping to help Spain see this out and book a place in the semi-finals. And a moment here for German fans as one of their most capped servants, will come on, and they're sacrificing a defender. Jonathan Tah will come off, and on in his place comes the iconic number 13, Thomas Müller. Robert Andrich will drop in alongside Toni Rüdiger to play in defence. And a man who's scored 45 times for Germany will come on, but Spain have won it back. It's Fabian Ruiz, slips it in towards Oyarzabal. Kimmich on the cover. They haven't cleared it though. Oh, that's a poor ball from Mikel Merino. Fabian Ruiz with a wonderful bit of skill to try and set Spain up for another, but here comes Germany down the right-hand side. Havertz prods it forward. Across comes Nacho. Snuffs out the danger. Cucurella, edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. That's given straight to Andrich. Edge of the centre circle. Kroos turns it quickly. Füllkrug, edge of the penalty area. Musiala to his left. Musiala tries to squeeze the shot in at the near post. Carvajal sliding in front of him. He's found the side netting. It's another bit of good link-up play from Niklas Füllkrug. And Jamal Musiala just couldn't settle the ball with his feet. Another who spent a period of time out of the Germany squad under Jogi Löw. Came back for Euro 2021. He and Toni Kroos are missing just one major title in their careers. And you sense this is their last chance to win it. It's the European Championship. As Anthony Taylor will show another yellow card, this time to Unai Simon for time wasting. We now have 8.5 minutes left in the 90. The Spain goalkeeper in the book. His goal kick flattened, pretty poor, and it's prodded backwards by Laporte. And Havertz, Simon's come a long way. He's lifted it over the bar, tried to float it over Unai Simon. Massive moment for Germany. A chance gifted to them. Laporte could only awkwardly get a leg in the way of it in front of Kai Havertz, who decided to try and take it first time as he sprinted onto the ball with Unai Simon in no man's land. He had the option to play it square across to Florian Wirtz, across to his right, decided to go alone. He's got to pass it. You can understand Kai Havertz trying to chip the keeper within miles off his line, but Wirtz would have had to tap it in an unguarded goal. Spain breathe a sigh of relief. Ferran Torres to Rodri. Caught napping, was he? No, it's a foul, says the referee. Thomas Müller reacts angrily. That's forward from Nacho. Fabian Ruiz, Cucurella forward now. Oyarzabal to Merino. Squeezes that infield to Oyarzabal. Merino off the touchline. Dani Olmo. Shuffled across to Carvajal. Carvajal to the edge of the penalty area. Moreno strikes towards goal by Fabian Ruiz. That one's over the ball, but ball on the right-hand side. Mikel Merino will chase. Andrich gets it down the touchline. 6 minutes left. Kai Havertz wins the throw-in. Rüdiger to Kroos on the edge of his penalty area. Down the left-hand side for Mikkelstad. He doesn't have too many options. Again, it's floated across the face of the defensive unit to Antonio Rüdiger. Long ball towards Füllkrug. Goes to ground dramatically. That's a push in the back. Was it Dani Carvajal? It's been spotted by Anthony Taylor anyway, and it will be a free kick for Germany. That's unnecessary from the Real Madrid fullback. He had Nacho covering him. If Germany do go out of the tournament, you can probably, there'll be a case to be answered as to why Julian Nagelsmann didn't rely on Niklas Füllkrug a little bit more. He's totally changed the game since coming on. Germany have a pointy end. Something to scare Laforce and Nacho. Toni Kroos will take the free kick. It's 30 yards from goal, left of centre. A crowd of bodies has gathered towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Kroos. Can he be his country's hero again? He dummied the first one. And Kroos aborted it midway through, and Anthony Taylor spotted something, so we'll go again. I think Joshua Kimmich had just peeled off round the back stick, and that was the move. Spain might have picked up on this now. Really high line from Spain on the edge of their own penalty area. Kroos lifts one towards the back post. It's nodded down! It's shuffled round the post by Unai Simon. It was Havertz with another header. Was there a little shove on the back of Aymeric Laporte? It looks like there was, and I think this is going to be a free kick for Spain. Havertz with a little shove out at Laporte, who was close to it in a red shirt. Unai Simon made sure of it anyway. Another slightly unusual goal kick, but this one has found Dani Olmo, who flicks that on its way towards Mikel Merino, and they've won it well. It's Andrić down the right-hand side, and Havertz has space. Steps into the penalty area towards the near post, floats across the 6-yard box, and there's Carvajal, plants his header behind. If Germany going down, they're going down with a fight. They're going to try and take this all the way. Toni Kroos will deliver the corner kick from the left-hand side. Without a goal, this is the last few minutes of his career. Can he produce another piece of magic? Kroos, short along the byline. Back heel to Kroos, pulls it back to the edge of the penalty area. Musiala pulled the trigger. It's from Mittelstadt. It's blocks. It was through a crowd of bodies. It's going to bounce out to this near side for a throw into Germany from their left. Joshua Kimmich. Andrić down the right-hand side, launched into the penalty area, the edge of it. Füllkrug flicks it on. Musiala wide in the box. Musiala trying to hold the ball up, prods it back to the edge of the area, penalty area, and that's cleared. And Mikel Oyarzabal will chase after it. Neuer will collect it and throw it back into play from the left-hand side, down the flank for Mittelstadt. Into the centre circle. Toni Kroos trying to play as a quarterback. He'll flick one out to his wide receiver on the right-hand side. Laid off to Rudiger. Back into Kroos. Rudiger sets off down the right. In towards Müller. Füllkrug's chest down. Wirtz will juggle and find Kroos. Left-hand side. Here is Mittelstadt. Edge of the penalty area. Curls one in. It's deflected. Nods back. And he's hit it off the base of the post from Florian Wirtz on the half volley. Germany have done it. They found the equaliser they were hunting for, they were desperate for. By the skin of their teeth. The hosts refused to be defeated. From title winner with Leverkusen to national hero. It's simple from Rudiger, chested down by Havertz. Wirtz juggled, Kroos recycled it to the left. Mittelstadt lifts it to the back stick, nodded down to Wirtz, who makes no mistake to rifle it past the goalkeeper. It's Joshua Kimmich's little cushion header. It's in off the post. It's such a good finish from Florian Wirtz. And the Stuttgart arena erupted. Finally, they've been beaten. It's the first player other than Roman Lenormand to score past Unai Simon and the tournament. 4 minutes will be added on at the end of the 90. Will there be another twist? Well, Germany are on the front foot. They've got the momentum. Havertz. Now Rodri in the centre circle, trying to dance away from challenges. Thomas Müller was lurking, as does Florian Wirtz. Got it back to Unai Simon. Rodri lifts one to Carvajal on the halfway line. Loose touch, but there's Ferran Torres to collect it. Torres floating forward, down the right-hand side. Has he had his heels clipped by Thomas Müller? He will, but he tries to keep going. He runs it out of play. And that will be a goal kick as Torres overran the ball. That must be a body blow for Spain. Can you believe it? A superb finish from Florian Wirtz. And suddenly, you wouldn't put it past Germany winning it before we even go to extra time here. It's Ruiz down the left-hand side. Olmo finds Ruiz towards the penalty spot. Oyarzabal was there, but so was Andrić. Clears the danger. Havertz battles for the ball. Rodri forward from Merino. Oyarzabal holds it up well, bundles his way into the penalty area, goes down under a challenge. No, says Anthony Taylor, no foul. Germany down the left-hand side. Anthony Taylor will pull it back. And I think there may be some work for Stuart Atwell. Just going to check Oyarzabal, who was off balance and tumbling into the penalty area. Toni Kroos just did barge Oyarzabal, but it was outside the box. 2 minutes remain. We've just heard that Nico Schlotterbeck, who is on the bench, the Borussia Dortmund centre-half, hasn't played a part today, has been shown the yellow card. That's going to break forward from Thomas Müller. It runs away from Florian Wirtz. Ball was loose down the left-hand side. There looked no danger. Suddenly there was, but Unai Simon collects from the edge of his box. 90 seconds left. Cucurella in possession. Back infield, Laporte. Nacho to his right to find Carvajal. Will try and lift one into the channel. Torres tries to race onto it. Andrić gets his body in the way of the ball and draws the foul as well. An almighty tussle between two heavyweights. And after almost 94 minutes, we're still all square. Manuel Neuer with the long ball downfield, flicked on by Füllkrug. Wirtz with a toe to it. Here's Thomas Müller on the left. Bursts past Rodri. Left-footed cross in towards the near post. A little touch on it. A really important one because Füllkrug will race after it. He was inches away from taking it down inside the penalty area. 15 seconds left of time added on. Kimmich towards the near post. It's not bundled home, is it? No, it's Müller. Couldn't steer it home. He's just run round the front of Carvajal on the back of Nacho. The slightest of touches from Thomas Müller, but not enough to beat Unai Simon. It's gone behind for a corner kick where there's no time to take it. The final whistle has blown and we still can't be separated. Half an hour of extra time to come. Stick around, I'll be right back for extra time of Spain. changeover as Kai Havertz will come off, and they'll bring on Waldemar Anton of Stuttgart, another man who knows these parts very, very well. Ball loops off Ferran Torres' head and it will go out of play for a goal kick. And Manuel Neuer wants to get on with it very quickly. Be Neuer, who slides it to his left. Now to Maximilian Mittelstad, who goes early towards Füllkrug. That's a loose touch and stabs forward by Laporte. Now towards Oyarzabal from the edge of the penalty area from Merino. Spain have taken off some of their biggest hitters here. No Lamine Yamal, no Nico Williams, and Germany in the ascendancy down the right-hand side for Florian Wirtz into the penalty area towards the back post, looking for another goal. It was Thomas Müller trying to sneak past Nacho, who sniffed out the danger, puts it behind for a corner kick to Germany. Waldemar Anton, the substitute, he's come on. I think he'll be playing alongside Rudiger to give Andrić more space to press forward back into midfield.